I ranked 5 cozy Halloween games from cozy autumn vibes to absolutely not, this is genuinely stressful. Let's see where you would draw the line. Welcome back, Razzlers. I hope you're enjoying spooky season as much as I am. The nights are longer, the days are colder, and the scent of pumpkin spice is most definitely in the air. To celebrate the return of all things Halloween, I've ranked 5 spooky season games from the most cozy to the most terrifying. Well, maybe mildly stressful instead of terrifying, which for a cozy gamer is basically the same thing.
He doesn't have a wreath. Of course he doesn't have a wreath. I don't know what to do.
Don't forget, if you want to see any more of these games, I have them linked in the description below. Now, let's see if you can handle the journey, because something wicked this way comes. Let's start gentle, shall we? At number 5, we have Strange Antiquities. Now, I loved playing this game. It's one of those where you can play in shorter bursts or just as easily get lost in it for hours at a time, depending on how much brain juice you have to spend on solving puzzles that day. So...
oh my goodness, that was not very wisdomous of me.
If you've tried Strange Horticulture, you'll know exactly what to expect vibe-wise. It's the same atmospheric puzzle solving where you're cataloguing mysterious items whilst uncovering a darker story beneath. In Strange Antiquities, you're an apprentice to a thaumaturge left in charge of a store specialising in occult artefacts. You run the shop by day, helping customers find the arcane objects they need, but by night you might explore the dark town of Undermere, solving puzzles and picking up new and interesting items to add to the collection. This is also a game where choices matter and you can directly affect your customers as well as the game ending, which I always enjoy, and it definitely adds to the replayability. The horror here is definitely subtle. It's all in the lore, the implications, the slow realization that you're handling objects that might be cursed or connected to tragedies. There are no jump scares, no monsters chasing you, just an increasing sense of unease as you learn what these items might have witnessed. It's cozy because you're safe in your little shop, but spooky because you're constantly wondering, should I really be touching this? The horror here is more atmospheric mystery than screaming, crying, throwing up kind of scares, but there's an eeriness to it that lands it firmly in the dark cozy category for me. It's perfect if you want the Halloween vibes without the scary stress and tension. Cozy, 8 out of 10. Spooky, 2 out of 10. At number 4, we have the second game that I ever played on this channel. It's Home Safety Hotline, and this is where things do start getting more unsettling. On the surface, this game is incredibly cozy. You're working at a call centre, presumably in the 90s, answering calls from people with household problems. The interface is pure nostalgia. It's a clunky old computer with the satisfying dial-up aesthetic, and you're just helping people identify pests and hazards. It's very chill, very low stakes. Your first few calls are things like, I think I have mice, or maybe there's mold in my bathroom. You consult your manual, you give them advice, job done. It's actually quite satisfying. It's like a cozy puzzle game where you're genuinely helping people. But then, the calls start changing.
Hello, HSH.
Quick segment here. Just calling to inform you that your refrigerator's been running wild over here for the past 45 to 90 minutes. Been running wild. Better head on over and catch it, big fella.
Excuse me?
Someone calls about scratching sounds in their walls that don't match any known pest. Another person describes something in their basement that definitely is not a raccoon. The manual starts listing entities that sound less like household hazards and more like something else entirely. And here's what makes this so effective. The game never breaks its format. You're still just answering calls, consulting your manual, doing your little job, but the job is diagnosing supernatural threats. The horror escalates beautifully because you start realizing, if I get this wrong, if I misdiagnose what's in someone's house, they could be in serious danger. And the game will absolutely let you fail. Ask me how I know that.
It's horrible. I followed your instructions, but it's not what you said it would be. I think it's angry at me. I hear it slithering this way. No!
Wrong diagnosis? That caller's situation gets worse and you'll hear about it in the next call. Or worse still, you won't hear from them again at all. Multiple failures, you lose your job, and you definitely are left wondering what happened to those people you gave bad advice to. It's cozy because you're safe at your desk doing a simple job. It's scary because you're the only thing standing between these callers and whatever supernatural entity is in their home. Cozy, 7 out of 10. Spooky, 3 out of 10. Quick pause here. If you're enjoying this ranking and you want to see more of these games, then subscribe. I've already played all 5 of these on the channel. Coming in hot at number 3, or actually probably coming in very cold, not unlike the dead corpse of our vampire friend Lisa, is Cabernet. If you've been around a while, then you know that I love Cabernet, and I'll take any chance I can get to wax lyrical about this story-driven, choices matter, dark but cozy vampire game. So buckle up, because I need to tell you why this game is such a dark and cozy masterpiece. On the surface, this game is gorgeously cozy. The art's beautiful, the voice acting is incredible. You build relationships, you learn about politics and medicine and the arts, you attend social gatherings, you maybe pick up a girlfriend or a boyfriend or both. It feels like a heartwarming community sim where you're just making friends and finding your place in this charming little town. But underneath all of that warmth, well, you're a predator living among the prey. Because here's the reality of being a vampire in Cabernet. You need to feed regularly, and the game gives you choices about how to handle that. And none of them are easy. You can buy the expensive Cabernet wine, which is tricky as you're definitely not wealthy. You can feed on rabbits in the woods, but you gain nihilism and lose humanity for every cute little bunny that you eat. Or, and this is where it gets uncomfortable, you can enchant and feed on the humans that you've befriended. You build these genuine relationships with people, you care about them, they trust you, and then you use your vampire powers to make them forget you fed on them. The game is asking you constantly, what does it mean to retain your humanity when your very existence requires you to harm others? The cozy aesthetic never wavers, the town stays charming, the relationships stay meaningful, and the art stays beautiful. But you can't escape what you are. You can't escape that you're playing a horror story from the monster's perspective.
Dragomir was very clear. It can only be people I know.
Oh no.
And as the story progresses, the stakes get higher. Your choices have permanent consequences. People die. Relationships can be destroyed. Again, ask me how I know. And depending on how you've balanced your humanity and nihilism, Lisa's ending can range from tragic to hopeful to absolutely devastating.
Anastasia is inside her music school.
Okay. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's a game about identity, about addiction, about class and power, and what it means to be a monster in a world that does not know that monsters exist. It's about whether you can be good when your nature demands you to do harm. And it wraps all of that moral complexity and psychological horror into the most gorgeous and cozy, heartfelt package. And that's why it's number 3. It's cozy because you're a little vampire in a pretty world making some friends and finding your way. And it's scary precisely because it makes you care so much about a world that you're inherently a threat to. Cozy, 5 out of 10. Spooky, 5 out of 10. Okay, that was a long one. Let's bring it back with a brand new game that I've been having great fun playing. Number 2 on the list is Bye Sweet Carol. This is where cozy becomes more questionable and the stress definitely starts to set in. This game looks like a golden age, old-timey Disney movie. It's got a beautiful art style and lovely characters. And then it goes dark. Oh dear. Like, did you see that? There ain't nothing Disney about that. This is a psychological horror disguised as a fairy tale. Bye Sweet Carol is a narrative fairy tale horror game where you play as Lana, who sets about investigating the disappearance of her friend, Carol Simmons, from Bunny Hall Orphanage. You're following Carol's trail, piecing together what happened to her and uncovering the dark secrets hidden behind her vanishing. It's the contrast between the cute visuals and the disturbing narrative which makes Bye Sweet Carol genuinely unsettling. Because when something dark is presented in the visual language of childhood innocence, when horror is drawn like a Disney film, it hits differently. This game is also a puzzle platformer, and the action and stealth sequences can feel stressful if it's not something that you're used to. There's definitely also an element of tragedy with this one, so maybe have your tissues at the ready if, like me, you are a sensitive little soul. Cozy, 4 out of 10. Spooky, 7 out of 10. And drum roll, please, for number 1. It's Killer Frequency. The game which made me genuinely stressed. We're back on the phone lines for this one, only this time we're a radio DJ who's been roped into moonlighting as a 911 operator live on air because, well, reasons. On the surface, it's super cozy. You're in your little radio booth talking to your producer, playing music and making baskets. Lots and lots of baskets. But then a serial killer starts terrorizing the town and suddenly it ain't so cozy anymore.
I'm at the sheriff's office right now.
Wait, what?
Sheriff Matthews is dead.
What? Sheriff Matthews
well-
is dead?
You're now the only person who can make sure the residents survive the night. You're all they've got. And here's the thing, your choices, they matter. They really, really matter. Who lives and who dies is directly determined by your decisions. Do you tell them to run or hide? Do they take the baton or the pepper spray?
All right. It looks like the whistling man left her with a baton, pepper spray, and taser.
Okay, so she doesn't have
I
a
can only
gun.
hold one if I'm carrying Deputy Martinez. Which should I take?
Well, so does he stab people? I would say take the pepper spray because if he stabs people, he needs to be at close range, right? You make the wrong choice and they're dead. And you hear it happen. The line goes dead and then you have to take the next call. It's very 80s retro in its styling and it really does feel cozy, I promise, even if it isn't, even if there is a jump scare or two. And that's what makes it number 1 on this list. That juxtaposition between your cozy, safe environment and the absolute nightmare that's happening outside. It's cozy because you're surrounded by warm lighting, vintage equipment, comfortable furniture. You've got your coffee, your records, your little radio booth sanctuary. And it's scary because just beyond those walls, people are fighting for their lives. And you're the only thing standing between them and a serial killer. Cozy, 3 out of 10. Spooky, 9 out of 10. If you made it this far and you want more cozy or horror recommendations, then you know what to do. Subscribe and check out the videos I have linked below. So there you have it, 5 cozy Halloween games that get progressively spookier. From the gentle mystery of strange antiquities through the retro horror of Home Safety Hotline, the moral complexity of Cabernet, the tragic but beautiful nightmare of By Sweet Carol, to the intense pressure cooker of stress that is Killer Frequency. What I really love about all of these games is that they prove that darkness, eeriness, spookiness can be done in different ways. Cozy horror really is a spectrum, and I hope whatever your definition is, then there's something on this list for you. So which game sounds the most appealing, or the most terrifying? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear what your cozy horror tolerance level is. And if you want to see more of any of these, I have them linked in the description below. You can also check out my full cozy playlist or Cabernet series playlist right here. Thank you so much for watching and a happy spooky season. Bye!